And so off the tip, it's Washington's ball. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Toronto right now, Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. Amir Johnson at the 4 with Valanciunas at the pivot. And it's Johnson in at the 3. Here's Pierce. Off the inbound, no good.
James Johnson out of Wake Forest, drafted 16th by the Bulls back in 2009. He bounced around the league, spent some time in the D-League, but found his niche last season as a valued bench contributor for the Grizzlies.
Here's Johnson. Johnson outside. Johnson with a screen on Nene. Outside DeRozan. Puts up the baby hook. And it's blocked by Gortat. To the left side wing. And Wall kicks to Pierce. Pass to Beal. Wall passes to Gortat. Just 5 to shoot. It's stolen by DeRozan. Beal pulls it in.
Wow, perfect opportunity to finish the break, and he blows it.
Steve, you have to be able to finish off plays like that. It's a must.
Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack early before the defense can get itself set. And Johnson, really embracing the defensive culture in Memphis. An impressive rate of blocked shots for a wing player he has. And Coach Yeager said his energy was really infectious.
Toronto on defense. Gortat with the screen for Wall. The kick out to Pierce. No good there off the double clutch.
Great defensive anticipation there to challenge that shooter.
They set the pick. The drive by Lowry. Here's DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
And Wall kicks to Beal. Looking for Gortat. He gets it there. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. Terrence Ross is checked in for James Johnson. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Here's Pierce. Hits the difficult fadeaway jumper.
That's the kind of finish we've gotten used to seeing from him in the low post.
It was predicted by many, and I count myself amongst those who felt the Wizards would take a nice step forward and be one of the surprise teams in the East, and they certainly didn't disappoint.
And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul.
Wizards guys ended 5th in the conference. And as you guys are talking about, a lot of people called that heading into the season. That was their projection for it.
Well, injuries derailed their 2013 campaign, Kevin, and they just seemed like a team ready to break out, and break out they did. I mean, 33 wins against the rest of the East. They jumped into that playoff picture.
And Washington making a change here. Humphries checked in. And Lowry gets it to go.
And the layup just gift-wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
And Wall. Here we go now. Pierce kicks to Wall. Back to Pierce. Shot clock at 5. Pierce is doubled. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Nene. Butler comes in for Pierce. Porter's checked in for Bradley Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Lowry drives in. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
Here's Sessions. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Raptors with the lead. They've definitely hit that groove offensively.
They sure have, guys. I mean, really aggressive. And I like that posture and mindset. Stay aggressive.
Yeah.
Steve, you like groove, don't you?
I do. I love groove, Kevin, and I love the attack mode this team is in, too. I mean, they're really getting into the paint. They're getting whatever they want offensively.
DeRozan brings the double team. Shot's good by Butler. So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Lamont Sessions, a 6'3" combo guard. He's actually pretty good guarding shooting guards. Good strength, especially in his legs, which allows him to stay in front of offensive players.
And Toronto will go for a different look here. Hansbrough's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Amir Johnson. Johnson, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And Lewis Williams subbed in for Kyle Lowry. The shot by Williams, no good.
You're not doing your team any good forcing a shot like that one.
You know, I agree. He's got to know better than that.
And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Humphries has got his first bucket in this one. Here's Williams. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
Pretty shot without a second to spare.
That can be so demoralizing for the team that gives up a shot like that to close out a quarter.
Tie game in Washington. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
Solid first quarter for this club. They came out strong and they've put together some nice momentum here.
Steve, I like the looks they've gotten on offense. A lot of good ones.
Otto Porter Jr. out there with Ramon Sessions. Then it's Kevin Seraphin. Then it's Rasul Butler. And it's Humphries in the power forward. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Wizards. Shot clock at 6. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. Clock is at 3. Pierce. Johnson with some nice D. And the Raptors shooting about 42% so far. Here's Ross from 12 feet out. And Hansbrough slams it in.
And the lead goes right back over. This is a seesaw affair.
The game's there for the taking, but neither team seems to want it.
Pierce with a wide open look. Here's Nene. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Well, the Toronto Raptors guys looking at a rebrand for a team starting next season to celebrate their 20th anniversary in the league. Boy, time flies. New colors, Steve, and a new logo.
Yeah, they'd even considered a name change, but decided to stick with the Raptors. But a chance perhaps to go with that bird of prey connotation rather than a dinosaur.
When you go back to when the Raptors came into existence in 1995, it was Jurassic Mania, thanks to the hit movie at that time. That influenced the fan vote when it came to the team's name, but I think the Tyrannosaurus name may soon go extinct.
Nice job there, attacking the rim and drawing the contact.
Yeah, I like that play there. The defense had no choice but to foul in order to save the dunk.
And he makes both free throws.
Well, you talk about the branding of this Raptors team, the new uniforms. Of course, we saw the Toronto-bred rapper Drake at a lot of their games sitting courtside. They had the playoff run last year. This is, I think, an up-and-coming franchise with a lot of appeal.
Hansbrough is green on Wall. Williams with a clean look. And again, Toronto no luck. Wall attacking. The kick out to Pierce. He dishes it to Beal. Buried from 15 feet out. Beal's got the game tied up here for the Wizards. Toronto calls timeout. A new group in now for the Raptors. Valanciunas, who's checked in for Hansbrough. Johnson comes in for Patrick Patterson. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for James Johnson. And it's Lowry in for Williams. Here's DeRozan. Off the screen. That's good. DeRozan's got the lead up to 2 now for the Raptors.
Even though it went down, I don't think that's the kind of look they should be settling for.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. And Wall kicks to Pierce. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul.
Paul Pierce, a 16-year veteran, and last season his first not in a Celtics uniform. It took some getting used to, both for him and for us.
Well, you just had to love the reception for Pierce and KG in their first game back in Boston. No surprise there. The fans there, some of the best in the league. And they showered those guys with tremendous love, cheers, and appreciation. Well-deserved for what they've contributed as Celtics and certainly as NBAers.
Here's Wall. After Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. The kick out to Pierce. The feed to Gortat. Clock at 6. Back to Pierce. Leaps for it. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. And Steve, no less than the great Celtic John Havlicek dubbing Paul Pierce is the greatest one-on-one scorer in Celtics history.
Yeah, the 10th overall pick back in 1998. What a find. And you could argue that he and Dirk Nowitzki were the 2 best players drafted that night.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Raptors. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Hey, Kevin. Kyle Lowry was a hot name in free agency, but he opted to remain with the Raptors, signing a 4-year, $48 million contract. As Kyle said, you don't get many opportunities to have a team you can call your own. Guys, after playing as a backup for most of his 9-year career, Lowry is excited to have that lead role.
He had to work to become a star player. That's great to see, Doris. Thanks.
John Wall.
For a lot of players, leading comes naturally, but for John Wall and the Wizards, his teammates had to goad it out of him in order for him to start leading the way. When he did embrace that role, it did wonders for the franchise.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Gortat. Humphries comes in for Nene. Butler, he's checked in for Paul Pierce. And it's Otto Porter Jr. in for Bradley Beal. They shoot again. Johnson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
You know, even though they're behind, I love the job they've been doing getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, they've been aggressive, and that's really important. You've got to continue to attack.
Sessions checked in for Washington.
As far as Wall leadership, you know, seemingly been hesitant to lead his first few years in the league, but it's become more prominent the last few years as he's gained more confidence. He's grown more comfortable in his role.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And the Raptors miss again.
You know, something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound totals are almost identical.
No separation there, not yet anyway.
Now Johnson. And then Johnson with the jam. This game's going to take a big swing. Clark, if the D continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we expect to see in a blowout, Kevin, or even a